from Peru. And so before, they went exploring down into South America and into parts of Mexico and things like that. A lot of ingredients started to travel back and forth. So the same happened the other way, and we'll talk more about it in the next couple of dishes. But the potato for patata española or tortilla española origins are in Peru. Tomatoes in Italian food, I think a lot of people, if you say Italian food, tomato is definitely going to be one of the ingredients that's going to pop up in their minds as being something that's Italian. They didn't have it until after the Europeans started going back to Europe and taking produce back to Europe, and so Italians now have tomatoes, for their food, for their dishes. But even before they came to the New World, they were exploring Asia. So going back to the 1200s, with the Polos, creating the Silk Road and bringing in spices and bringing in, pastas and things like that. That's why, to me, the word fusion, like fusion food, I think people imagine something very fancy, very avant-garde and things like that. But to me, really, the fusion is just when people start living together and start borrowing from each other, taking from each other, whatever the case may be. The conquest or whatever, it's been happening, our entire humanity. And I always say, to some of this, bad stuff that happened, the silver lining has been, food. We get new food, food that was never around before. And so that's how we get to tortilla española. That's how we get to a lot of other dishes that the Spanish, consider to be their staples, like staple mix, staple Spanish tapas and things like that. But they are, they borrowed from the places where they, where they went exploring and stuff. So the red sauce that's on the plate is a very spicy chile de árbol sauce. And the green sauce tastes like avocado, but it's actually made from squash. And so it's a taquero secret that's not so secret anymore. But it's great for us because avocados, we had to eliminate avocados from our menu.
Wow, that's so great.
Because so much of it were coming back. Like they would get here rock hard, and then by the time they got soft, we'd open them and they'd be black. So we were throwing away like half a case of avocado every time we got it. And obviously, they're expensive as it is. It's even more expensive when you keep throwing them away. But I had heard about this sauce, and I was like,
that does give you the avocado vibe.
Yeah, so I found it, because I'm bilingual, so I was able to look for the sauce in Spanish, and I found it, and it's simple to make. And when I first tasted it, I said, "That's insane! It tastes like avocado." And so now we use it for our tacos, and we use it for some of our other dishes, and again, avocado. A funny story about avocado: when they started taking avocados back to Europe, they had a spike in hand injuries because the Europeans didn't know how to get the pit out, so they ended up cutting themselves trying to get the pits out. And I thought that was very interesting. But then a hand doctor that my aunt was seeing for something. She had carpal tunnel or whatever, but he actually said that it's a very common thing. So even on this side, they haven't mastered how to get the pit out of the avocado. So this you know, no worries there. It's not as dangerous, and it's good. And there's so many people that have the avocado allergy.
Correct. Yeah.
So for them, this is a godsend. They can taste it, and you know, as a kid, I loved taking avocado and mashing it into rice and eating it like that. My kids grew up eating that stuff. And